Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech. Good to see you guys again, and today I bring you my in-depth review and impressions of this, the Xiaomi MIX Fold 2 with super slim looks and a foldable dimension that is unlike anything we've ever seen. Is this the best foldable today? Let's have a look. And so here we are guys, 48 hours into my use of this MIX Fold 2. I brought this to the office yesterday and people were shocked. Just so impressed by this hardware. It is truly out of this world. So let's go down the laundry list: design, display, performance, quick audio test, and I'll share my camera samples, which as you know retails for 9,000 RMB, which comes out to 10,600 Hong Kong dollars, around 1,350 US dollars. Of course, you're gonna have to pay a lot more to get this imported, but I think it may be worth it. Let's go ahead and get started. But first, let's have a look at what's inside the box. Xiaomi MIX Fold 2, co-engineered with Leica. And yes, this is the 256GB version that I got, the base model. And you will see this is a super premium unboxing experience. Lifting the lid, Xiaomi MIX Fold, and you have a VIP service number included here as well. And this is the packaging that the Fold comes in. Pretty standard packaging. But when you get to the bottom, it's where it gets really nice. You have the case, adapter, and USB cable all in their separate boxes. In here's where you'll find the instruction manuals and where you find the case, which is itself a work of art, guys. This thing is stunning. It smells delicious. Let's smell it together. Oh yeah. Genuine leather here and a stand on this case. It really does become very useful once you're out and about with this phone. And you do get a 67-watt charger in the box. Yeah, I would have loved to see 120 watts on this flagship phone, but you know 67 is still plenty fast. And we have our USB-C charging cable. And what else do we get in here? And we do get a dongle from USB-C to 3.5mm headphone jack. That is a nice addition. So all in all, this is one of the most premium unboxing experiences you're going to get from Xiaomi, and you do get that VIP service as well. Design, and with the foldable, there's quite a few different levels of dimensions here. We have 11.2mm thickness, and when opened and unfolded, 5.4mm. Super slim, guys. This is about as slim as an iPod Touch, just to give you a point of reference. It is incredible. In fact, see it here next to the Oppo Reno 8 Pro, which is a very sleek device, and you can see what we're talking about here. Absolutely slim and just unlike anything that you would use. The closest thing really would be those Surface Duos, but those do have two separate screens, while Xiaomi's been able to solve that problem here with a foldable device. Offering this type of slimness is just unreal. And looking at the back, we have this beautiful gold Gorilla Glass Victus frosted back, and we do have this rectangular camera module. Now, I did say I didn't really appreciate this kind of look. I wish it had been vertical, but this makes so much more sense once you factor in the leather back case with the stand. It could only be possible with this rectangular camera setup. And the edges of this device are surgical and they are beautiful. Super precision. There you see Harman Kardon at the top, and you see you have your quad speakers top and bottom. USB-C. You do have antenna bands, which means yes, this is a metallic edge, and I think that's an IR blaster if I'm not mistaken right there. And the hinge design honestly is really impressive. And how does it feel when you open it up? I think it feels great. But you can see the crease. It is noticeable in harsh lighting, but at certain angles you will not see it. And as you can see, the bezels top and bottom are super slim and very even, making for a really gorgeous design experience, whether opened or closed. The most incredible thing about this phone though, guys, is the fact that when closed, this simply acts as a regular size phone. And seeing it here next to something like the Oppo Reno 8 Pro, you're not losing any dimensions compared to a regular phone. Talking about display, and on the front we have a 6.56-inch 120Hz AMOLED Dolby Vision. This is a 1000 nit display, and it is completely HDR10+ compatible. Gorilla Glass Victus on the front. The front display is really impressive, guys. Honestly, the big thing that you'll consider with this foldable versus the Z Fold 4 is the width. is the actual dimensions of this 21 by 9, which means you will have a full-size keyboard to use, not unlike the Z Fold 4, where you're going to be very cramped typing on this thing. No, that's not the case here. Because of the full screen experience, you have a full screen keyboard as well. But that's not the reason you're going to pick up this phone. You're going to pick it up for the display inside, and that is the 8.02 inch, 120 Hz LTPO OLED, incredible display on the inside of this MIX Fold. It is truly a stunning display. It's probably a Samsung display, but you know what? It's been implemented, in my opinion, better here in this foldable. And as you can see, the display does allow for a custom refresh rate up to 120 Hz, and I showed this to a buddy yesterday. He was so impressed with the inner display because of that 120 Hz LTPO, and as you can see, like I mentioned, the crease is very subtle. Yes, when some big light source hits it, it's pretty obvious, but otherwise you do not notice it. Even when you're on a white display like this, it is very hard to even see it. And here you see the full screen viewing experience on the front display of the MIX Fold 2. This is pretty much standard, guys. This is much better than you're going to get on the Galaxies because of that width. You just have a better viewing area. But when you want to go full screen, you go ahead and do that, and this is what you get. And it is a stunning viewing experience. If you're watching HDR content, this is HDR capable. It really is a true wonder of engineering what they've been able to put in this MIX Fold 2. One of the best content viewing experiences that you can have on a phone today. And yes, we also get L1 security level on this MIX Fold 2, which means HD Netflix support on this phone, which means it's an L1 party on Frankie tag. And talking about performance, we have the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 on this MIX Fold 2, this being the 12256 version, and there you see my results. Incredible results from this phone, and overall the 8 Plus Gen 1 is just a souped up, more efficient version of the previous generation chipset, and it shows. And here you see the software running MIUI Fold 13.1.9, and this is the first time we're seeing the software specifically dedicated to the Fold here on the channel, and I do plan to do a deep dive of MIUI Fold on this phone at a later date, but in the meantime, just want to show you how dual display works. So you just tap just like a regular phone, and then you can go ahead and put another application on the side. You can also swipe to the side to add, let's say, a third window on top. There you see, and move that around however you like. All in all, guys, this is very new software, so I do want to give it a bit more time, but there you see a good example of what a triple window display look will be for this phone. And what a treat, guys, to show you Genshin Impact on the Xiaomi MIX Fold 2. Let me tell you, playing on this giant 8-inch display is incredible, and the speakers do it justice as well. You're going to have a lot of fun playing games on this display. And yes, you could argue the kind of squared aspect ratio is a bit strange for gaming, but honestly, I still think it is pretty fantastic. 60 FPS here, no stutters whatsoever. You have one of the best foldable gaming experiences. And going to my classic spot where you can fly around, this brings up a lot of graphics, but as you can see, no stutters whatsoever. As smooth as can be on this MIX Fold 2. It truly is a sight to see. And talking about battery, we have a 4,500 mAh capacity on this MIX Fold 2 and 67 watt fast charging. And in my experience, it's only been 48 hours, guys, but I feel the battery is running pretty well so far. I unplugged yesterday at 6 p.m. at around 100%. I've been using it, taking photos, watching videos, playing a bit of Genshin Impact. And all in all, I think this is easily a 1 day, maybe 1.5 day battery phone. It's not a battery powerhouse, but I think if you're worried about battery, don't be. And easily being able to top up in just over 40 minutes, I think you're going to get an excellent battery experience on this MIX Fold 2. And talking about the fingerprint scanner, we do have a side-mounted capacitive fingerprint scanner. It works really well. I guess due to the dimensions and the thinness of this device, that they weren't able to get an under-display fingerprint scanner here on the main screen. I think that's all right. It works really well, and I think we're all pretty much used to the location of this fingerprint scanner on Xiaomi phones. And the vibration motor on this MIX Fold 2 has been excellent, flagship level. I wish we had a little bit more of those additional settings you get on the 12S Ultra and other flagships, but all in all guys, whether you're using this opened or closed, you're getting an incredible vibration motor experience. And as you can see, full Google support available on this phone. No issues installing that. It was instant. And so there's no excuses here, guys, saying this is a China-only release when you can get that full Google support out of the box with this MIX Fold 2. And now the audio speaker test. Quad speakers on this MIX Fold 2, and they sound incredible. But don't take my word for it. Let's have a listen. What can I say? Easily some of the best speakers I've heard on any Xiaomi device. They may not be 100% amazing, but I do give this a solid 9 out of 10. I don't know if you're going to do any better with a foldable device of these dimensions than with this Xiaomi MIX Fold 2. And you'll have all the latest comms on this phone as well, including Wi-Fi 6E, dual band, Bluetooth 5.2, NFC, and yes, this is a 5G capable phone. All in all, guys, the comms are pretty standard for a flagship device with this MIX Fold 2. And wrapping up here with the cameras, we have a 50 megapixel f1.8. This is the IMX 766 with OIS. We also have an 8 megapixel 2x optical telephoto f2.6 and a 13 megapixel f2.4 ultra wide. Now those don't scream flagship cameras, and that is the truth, guys. You're not going to buy this phone if you want flagship level cameras just like the Z Fold 4, and because of the Z depth and the thinness of this device, they just really can't fit those giant 1-inch sensors into something of this size. And on the front we have a 20 megapixel shooter which gets up to 1080p 60 video. Would have loved to see 4K here. Still inexcusable for the price point, but at least 1080p 60 versus only 30 on the 12S Ultra. And the initial results have been promising, but don't take my word for it. Have a look at these samples and hit me up in the comments. What do you think? And this is rear-facing video on the Xiaomi MIX Fold 2, shooting in 4K 30 FPS. Just the initial video here, guys. Stay tuned for my full camera comparison with the iPhone 13 Pro Max. But looks really good, a beautiful day. Solid colors here on this video. But hit me up in the comments, what do you think? And this is front-facing video on the Xiaomi MIX Fold 2, shooting in 1080p 30 FPS, up to 60 FPS on this front camera. No 4K yet. I mean, I guess we're going to have to wait another year until Xiaomi maybe releases 4K on the front cameras. Looks pretty solid though, but hit me up in the comments. What do you think? And last but not least, here's the Xiaomi MIX Fold 2 ready for daily use with this beautiful leather case. And you can see once you have the stand mode enabled, and once it's installed, as you can see, you have your portable on-the-go iPad mini size, imagine, and this stand works really well. It doesn't tip over. You can see it holds its own. This is a really great addition, and I'm glad Xiaomi included it inside the box for this MIX Fold 2. So that's it for this video, and my final verdict after 48 hours of use of this MIX Fold 2. Wow. I have not had this much fun reviewing a phone on the channel in a long time. Maybe since the Mi 11 Ultra, and honestly, since that phone, no other phone has really excited me this much. But Xiaomi did it right with this MIX Fold 2. What a huge jump from the original MIX Fold to this phone. I think Xiaomi has really shocked the tech world with the release of this product. It is, in my opinion, 2 or at least even 3 generations ahead of what Samsung is offering. Yes, there's also no gap to speak of in this foldable, and most importantly, guys, the dimensions of this phone make it just an incredible joy to use every day. It's the kind of phone that will wow people, but most importantly, when it's closed, guys, and I think this is the real seller here, when it's closed, it just feels like a regular phone. And that is the game changer here. Almost 4 to 6 millimeters thinner than any of the other foldables on the market. You definitely notice that experience, and that is why for me, this is without a doubt the best foldable hardware that you can get today. The Xiaomi MIX Fold 2, a true game changer in the foldable space, and I would love to see Samsung and other competitors step it up to get to the level of this device. Incredible. But hit me up in the comments. What are your thoughts on this Xiaomi MIX Fold 2? And yes, I understand the lack of a global release is a bummer, but let me tell you guys, super easy to get Google Apps installed. If you can pick one of these up, I promise you, you will not regret it. But hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up. And if you love the content of Frankie Tech, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon for future updates. Incredible device, guys. Stay tuned for more great coverage of this MIX Fold 2, including my camera test with the iPhone 13 Pro Max. So that's it, and this is where I leave you by saying, this is Frankie Tech signing off. Have a good one. A true game changer. Galaxy Z Fold 4 has nothing on this. Oh yeah.